Hello everyone, and welcome to the second video of the Digilogue Collection series. In this video, we'll take a look at some of the computers that are part of my collection. And I keep seeing here behind me, to the left and the right. And what I'm going to do is, because the collection is fairly large, I'm going to separate this in two. And first, we'll take a look at the systems that I have, hardware. And then we'll do a separate video where we talk about all the game collection, software, peripherals, and so on. As usual, thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel and check out our other videos for Digilogue Collection. Enjoy! Alright, let's get started. The first column is dedicated to IBM machines. At the top we have the IBM PC XT or IBM 5160 with its original CGA monitor and the IBM 5152 printer. Moving down, we have an IBM PC Junior complete with its monitor and a sidecar expansion and a wireless keyboard. Below that, we have a very good condition IBM PC or IBM 5150 with its original monochrome monitor. The computer itself is a low serial number production, which makes it quite unique. It also has the original keyboard. And at the bottom shelf, we have three more IBM machines. A portable IBM PS2 P70 model, which boots and works but needs some display repairs. The non-portable version of the same PS2 model, both with a 386 processor. And finally, a somewhat rare IBM PC XT/286 version. While it is missing the front plate, the machine is fully functional. This brings us to a total of 6 IBM machines. The second column is dedicated to Apple machines. There are two missing from here, which are a Macintosh G3 and the first ever Intel Macintosh Pro dual Xeon machine. But back to what is here. On the top shelf, we have a color display for Macintosh 2 SI, as well as the TL iMac with a 350 MHz processor. As we go down, we see a beautiful Apple IIc complete with a monochrome monitor and a joystick. Below that, we have three more Apple machines, a Macintosh 2 SI to the left, an orange clamshell MacBook on top of it, and a Macintosh Plus, the 512K version, standing on a hard disk enclosure with a SCSI hard disk inside, all with a keyboard and mouse complete. On the bottom shelf, yet three more Apple machines. From left to right, an Apple eMate, a Macintosh Performa with a 60 MHz PowerPC processor, and the big one is one of my favorites, a Macintosh PowerPC 7300 with a 180 MHz PowerPC processor. The third column is dedicated to digital machines, or DEC. At the top, we have a DEC Rainbow 100 with its printer and a lot of cables. That is an interesting computer as it has two processors, a Zilog Z80 and an Intel 8088. Below that, we have the Rainbow's monitor and its keyboard, all original. Underneath that, we have what they used to call a mini computer. That is a DEC Microvax 3100 Model 80. A pretty powerful machine for its time, with a few SCSI hard disks inside. And at the bottom, my second mini computer, a DEC PDP 11/23. It has 3 cards at the moment, and it is in pretty functional state. Alright, enough with the serious computers, let's talk some fun. Here starts my console station. Under the CRT TV, I have a Nintendo Entertainment System or NES with its pistol controller. Underneath that, I have an Atari 800 with an almost complete complement of peripherals. Disk drive, tape drive, printer, and trackball, all in working condition. Let's go back even more in time. At the top we can see a Magnavox Odyssey, the first ever home console, and above that, an Odyssey 300. Below, we have a TI 99/4A, the first ever home computer with a 16-bit processor, and we have a tape drive for it too. Below, a beloved Commodore 64 with its 1541 disk drive and a Commodore dataset, also a joystick. Further down, an Atari VCS, the original wood release, with lots of joystick of the both rotary and the stick kind. Underneath, two consoles, a Sega Genesis with controllers, and Intellivision with a rare IntelliVoice add-on, which is barely seen to the right. Finally, at the bottom, Sony, a PlayStation and a PlayStation 2. I actually own two PlayStation 2s, one European version PAL and the US one NTSC. Okay, now done with some of the consoles, let's look at some more computers. Here is the Tandy Collection. Up, we have in the blue bag a TRS-80 Model 100 portable computer, and next to it a TRS-80 Model 3. That particular one has some issues and I'm repairing it. Below, we have a working, this time, TRS Model 3 next to a TRS-80 color computer. Please check my other video about repairing the color computer. More down, not a Tandy computer, but an Atari 1040 ST with a monochrome monitor and an external hard drive. The unit above the computer is an Atari modem. At the bottom, back to Tandy, we have a nice working Tandy 1000 with its keyboard. Above it, we have a Tandy 4000 laptop. Next over, an Amiga 500 with an external hard drive. I'm missing the power supply on that, but I'm in the process of getting one. Above that, we have on the left a heated H89, and on the right, the color monitor for the Atari 1040 ST, and underneath it, a very fascinating machine. It is an HP 712 computer, and the first interesting thing about it is that it has a PA-RISC processor. And second, because the OS installed is next. Alright, another fascinating computer above that, this time also an HP 9816. The computer is actually inside the monitor unit. The unit below is simply a dual disk drive. Its keyboard and a PlayStation 3 complete the shelf. Oh, and that is the original PlayStation 3 US release with full PlayStation 2 emulation. At the top, we have an SWTPC 6800 and the atomic gauge looking Lear Sigler ADM 3A. Now on to my more modern machines. First, the two missing Apple computers I mentioned before. From left to right, a Mac Pro with dual Xeon processors, the first Mac Pro to have Intel processors instead of PowerPC, then my Linux servers in the middle, and to the right a Macintosh G4 running at 400 MHz. Next, my IBM PC compatibles collection covering anything from a 286 to Pentium 4. Left to right, starting at the bottom, a Packard Bell 286, above it a 386DX at 40 MHz machine, next to it a 486 DX2 at 66 MHz. More to the right, a Pentium MMX at 233 MHz, top of the line Pentium MMX, followed by a Pentium 2 in the black case. A Pentium 3 is inside a compact machine, and finally, the white case contains a Pentium 4 running a 2.66 GHz machine, my fastest of the old retro machines.